Hello everyone and welcome back to Chess With MNM and also welcome back to Chessable Masters Online Tournament. Today's game is so beautiful and exciting game. It is the game from the round 2 from the day 4 which it started today. And today's game between Fabiano Caruana and Nepomniatchi. Now as we know, Caruana and Nipomniachi played a game in the day 2 of one of the rounds of the day 2, and Caruana crashed Nipomniachi in so beautiful game. You have to watch it if you didn't watch it. I shared it on the channel, and today both players face it again. So let's see what will happen in this game. Does Nipomniachi will get his revenge from Caruana or not? Nipomniachi, or let's call it Nepo with the white pieces and Caruana with the black pieces. Nepo opened this game by e4, the aggressive players opening. e5 played by Caruana, knight to f3, knight to c6, and now bishop to b5, the Roy Lopez variation. a6 attacking the bishop, bishop back to a4, and now knight to f6. And here Nepo castled, with an idea that if you capture on the e4, then d4 comes, and if you now the most played move is knight back to d6, and then bishop capture on c6 comes, and after pawn capture on the e5, and after knight to f5, queen capture on d8 comes, and after king capture on d8, this position probably will end by draw. Okay, so for this season here, after castling here, Caruana played bishop to c5, developing the bishop, also preparing to castle. c3 played by Nepo. c3 clearing the c2 square for the bishop if b5 and knight to a5 at some point of the game, also preparing to pushing d4 to grabbing the control of the center. Here Caruana castled, and now d4 comes by Nepo. And now bishop back to b6. Now here if you want to capture on the d4, it will be a mistake, because then the white will recapture by the c pawn, c capture on d4, and by this you gave the all the control for the white. Okay, but here if you play something like bishop back to b6, now as the white controlling these squares from the center, also you are controlling some squares of the center. Okay, so now you challenging the white of the center squares. However, bishop back to b6 played by Caruana, and now bishop to g5, developing the bishop, also pinning the knight. h6 played, kicking the bishop, bishop back to h4 played, and now d6 played. d6 supporting the pawn on the e5 square, and now h3. h3, making room for the king for any back rank checks in the future. And now after h3, g5 played by Caruana. g5 is the best move at this position, and the best move also for the white is sacrificing his knight on the g5 square, knight capture on g5, and by this we will see, by this the action started on the move 12. Knight capture on g5 played, pawn capture on g5, and now bishop capture on g5 played. The white here sacrificed his knight for 2 pawns, and also to open the diagonals and the files on this king on the g8 square. Here Caruana didn't play the best move at this position. Caruana here had to play king to g7, with an idea that after king to g7, I will bring the rook into the edge or into the g file, and then I will hide my king into the center, and also at some point maybe into the queen side. Okay, but Caruana here played king to h7, and this wasn't the best move at this position. Why? Because now it will take more time to playing something like king to g7, and then hiding the king into the middle and also into the queen side. Okay, bishop capture on c6 played by Nepo, and now rook to b8 played. Rook to g8, sorry, what b8? Rook to g8, with an idea that if you capture on the f6, bishop capture on f6, then I will recapture by the queen, and if you move your bishop away, then bishop capture on h3 comes, and it's deadly move actually, because here, I'm threatening checkmate on the g2 square. How will prevent this? If you play something like queen to h5, and this is the best move for the white, the black here will play queen to h6. Queen to h5, the idea is check, and then capturing the bishop on the h3 square. So queen to h7 prevent blocking or covering the check, also defending the bishop. So here the white will play queen capture, and after king capture, if you play something like g3, sacrificing the exchange, but however, even here if you capture and then capture, the black is up in exchange actually. But here if there is more better move for the black, and it is e capture on d4. The idea is here that e capture on d4, I want to capture d capture on c3. Example here, if you capture, then I will recapture by the bishop, Now I'm threatening rook capture on g2 on the g3 square with check. You cannot capture by the pawn because the pawn pinning with your king, and this position is the black here the engine here says that the black here has a huge advantage. So here after rook to g8, Nepo played the best move at this position, and it is f4 with an idea that f4 protecting the pawn on the the bishop on the g5 square. Also at some point I will capture e capture f capture on e5, and then with and this move will come with double attack on your f6 knight. So here after f4 b capture on c6 play, the black has to take back his piece, and now queen to e1. Queen to e1, I want to shift my queen into the king side to attack this lonely king. Queen to e1 played, and now rook capture on g5, and this was the best move for the black, because here if you play anything like what? Something like queen to f8, then queen to h4 comes. Queen to h4 check comes. Okay, now you cannot play queen to f8 because you will lose your knight. But what you will do here? F capture on e5 comes with a double attack on this knight. Example, if you play something like king to g7, you want to hide your king into the middle or into the queen side. Then F capture on e5 comes with double attack on this knight. You cannot move it because there's a queen behind it. Okay, so the best move here for the black is grabbing that bishop on the g5 square, rook capture on g5 plate, and now pawn capture on g5, and now knight back to g8. The knight was under attack. Rook capture on f7 played by Nepo, check, also taking winning a pawn. King to a g7 attacking the rook, and now rook back to f3 played. E capture on d4 play, trying to open some diagonals on this king, but here simply Nepo played king to h1, moving away from this dangerously diagonal. Queen to e7 played. Queen to e7, clearing the rank for the rook to comes into the game when I move this bishop, and now knight to d2 played, developing the knight. D capture on c3, b capture on c3, and now bishop to e6, developing the pieces. And here queen to h4 comes. Queen to h4, bringing the queen into the game, and the rook now will follow the queen, sorry, in the next move. Queen to h7 played by Caruana. Please let's just exchange the queens and let's just go to the end game. But here simply Nepo played queen to g3, and he said to Caruana, do you remember that game on the day 2? And now in this game I will show you, I will teach you what happened if you beat Ian Nipomniachi. Queen to g3 played by Nepo, and now queen to h5. Queen to h5, trying to do something by the queen, attacking the pawn on the g5 or something like that. But here simply bishop to f4, queen to f4. If you want to capture it, it's not a problem for me, because if you capture that queen, example queen capture on g5, then rook to g3 will be deadly, attacking, pinning the queen, and you will lose your queen in the next move. So after queen to f4, here king to g7 played by Nepo, and now rook a to f1, bringing the other rook into the f file. Rook to e8, trying to developing the rook, trying to do something by the pieces, but here simply queen back to g3 to activate the double rooks on the f file. Knight to e7 played, knight to e7, I want to develop my knight too, and now rook to f6 played. Rook to f6, attacking the bishop on the e6 square. Knight to g6, developing the knight, also protecting that bishop, and now knight to f3 comes. Knight to f3, I want to develop my knight too. I want to develop my knight too. Bishop to c4 played now. Bishop to c4, attacking the bishop, the rook, sorry, and also attacking the pawn on the e4 square. So here simply Nepo played rook to e1, moving away from the threat, also protecting the pawn on the e4. So simple. Bishop capture on a2, trying to winning some material, trying to do something on the queen side, maybe pass it pawn on the a file or something like that. But here Nepo simply played knight to d4. Knight to d4 with an idea that if you want to capture if you want to give me that strong bishop instead this knight, it's not a problem. I will accept that. And if you don't want to do that, then knight to f6 comes, and this knight will say hello to your king. So bishop capture on d4 was the best move here for the black. Pawn capture on d4 played, and now bishop back to g8. Bishop back to g8, clearing the way for the a passed pawn. e5, let's open all the diagonals and all the files on your king. Bishop to d5 play, trying to do something by the bishop. The black here has no plans to do here. The black's idea here by bishop to d5 is at some point, if you move your queen away, example something like queen to where? To f2, then queen to h3 will be passable. You cannot capture by the pawn because it's spinning with the king, and I will do something But however here, after bishop to d5, Nepo here played king to h2. King to h2, now the king moved away from the diagonal, so I can move my queen to anywhere. a5 developing, trying to do something on the queen side, but here now simply rook to e3 developing the rook. D capture on e5 played, pawn capture on e5, and now queen to d1, and queen to d1 was a blunder by Caruana. Here I wanted to pause the video for a couple of seconds and try to find what Nepo here played at this position and what you have to play at this position. If you found the move, congratulations, you are so good player. If you didn't find the move, no problem, you're a good player too. It's not that hard move. The move which again Nipomniachi played at this position is e6. E6 with an idea that if you play anything here, example something like a4, you want to make a queen on the a file, then queen to c capture on c7 will be deadly. I mean, when you move your king away, example king to g8 or king to h8, then rook capture on g6 comes with check, and if queen to h8, king to h8, sorry, or king to f6, queen to g7 will be a checkmate. So for the season here after e6, Nepo here played, Caruana here played rook to e7, trying to protecting this c7 pawn, but here simply after rook to e7, queen to f2 played by Nepo. Now the idea is playing rook to f7. When you're captured by the rook, then I will be captured by the queen. So here knight to h8 played by Caruana, trying to preventing rook to f7. But here after knight to h8, rook to h6 played by Nepo, and it was at this position that Fabiano Caruana simply resigned the game. Now why Caruana resigned the game? Because now I'm threatening queen to f6 check, and then rook capture on h8 checkmate. For example, if you play something like a4, then queen to f7 check comes, king to g8 only move, and now rook capture on h8 will be a checkmate. If you play something like here, where, sorry, here, something like queen to a1, trying to preventing queen to f6, but here simply I have rook capture on h8. If you capture by the king, then queen to f8 check comes, and after king to a7, then simply I will win your queen and also your rook, sorry, and also the game. So for this season here, after what? After queen to rook to h6, it was at this position that Fabiano Caruana simply resigned the game, and Nipomniachi get his revenge from Caruana. So yeah, this was the game, this was the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this game, please don't forget to by the like and subscribe. Also, you can check out my previous videos, and see you in the next videos.